Bowls Buddies, hello and welcome to Thursday and Comment Corner, where yours truly trolls through all the comments and emails that I've received over the last week. Thank you so much for joining. Remember guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and if you're not already a Bowls Buddy and a member of this wonderful community, please hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free of charge, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, bing, for notifications of new content on the channel, which is currently 4 times a jolly week. So let's get straight into it. Firstly, I'll talk about an email I got from John Palmer, ex-Waterloo champion, good bowler, asking my opinions on Invitation 32 events. And it all stemmed from Jack Hargreaves from Hyde. He's running a Invitation 32 at the Georgian Dragon later in the year, and there was an awful lot of comments about, you know, people who should be invited, people who shouldn't be invited, and John wanted to know what my views were. Well, as far as invitations go, without any sort of ranking table, it's really up to the organiser. At the end of the day, they need to run a competition that's going to make money for the club, and to make money for the club they need to get people through the gate. So they need to pick a field, get a field that will attract watchers, drinkers, punters, whatever, just to get people through the door. Now, opinions are a bit like bumholes. Everybody's got one. So I could pick a 16 or a 32 and you'd disagree with maybe 20 of them. I think, you know, it's fairly straightforward to pick 10 top players, but are they the ones that actually bring the people through the gate? I've seen many invitation events where the crowd has been appallingly low considering the standard of bowler that's been on display. In fact, I remember a panel event. They were trying to do night bowling to get people going watching, and I've got a feeling they had Wilson, Ellis, Cowp and somebody else playing. I can't remember who the fourth one was, and there was about 30 people there. You know, you couldn't see better bowling, but it didn't get punters through the gate. So as far as I'm concerned, whoever's organising an invitation, it's entirely up to them, and there's a lot to be said for getting local bowlers playing against people who are travelling, and I think that way you're sort of maximising the level of interest. I honestly believe this, hand on heart, if you had an Invitation 16 and you got Duncan, Burrows, Frith, Strutt, Cooks and Hayes, all the old-time bowlers playing an Invitation 16, I think it'd be absolutely packed out. I think that would be an amazing 16. The bowling may not be of the highest standard because most of them are well past their prime, but those are the players the punters want to watch. Of course, if you had 16 Callum Rates, it wouldn't be an issue. You'd just invite 16 Callum Rates along and it'd be a great day. But not everyone can be a Callum. So fair play to Jack. I think he's doing something really positive. He's running a 32. He's trying to get some bowling going on, which is fantastic, and it's entirely up to him who he invites, because it wouldn't matter which 32 he picked, someone would have a complaint about it, and if that's the case, just don't bother going. Don't moan about it on social media. Anyway, enough of that. Thanks, John. It was we had a little chat via email or messenger, whatever. It was nice to catch up. Okay, so I'm going to go back to last week, and on Comment Corner last week, Dave Parkin has put this: This year's county setup if 8 teams want to play. Run it with them over 3 weekends. 2 groups of 4 done geographically, so less travelling. Same 24 home and away, all teams to play 3 times. First round 2 matches in each group. Second round both winners play to decide group winner. Losers to play each other 2. Third round, winners of each group play for the title for 2021. The 2 first round winners but second round losers play for 3rd, 4th. 2 second round winners, both first round losers play for 5th, 6th. Other 2 for wooden spoon. This means June, July, August can be used as was planned. Not a bad idea at all. I think personally there's a lot to be said for playing it at all costs. I think really we need to get back to playing. If there's only 8 teams, you could arguably run it over a weekend on a 2 green venue or something like that. There's lots of ideas you could come with. I think that's a great idea, Dave, and I don't see a lot wrong with that. Yeah, it just needs to be played in my opinion, and if there's only 8 want to play, fantastic. I've heard that it's going to be decided on Friday the 9th of April for definite. Did I say that last week? And even if there's only, I mean, if there's 12 taking part, that's 4 groups of 3, you could still run it. There's lots of options, and I just think we should try and play it, as we should try and play the team championships, as we should try and do the supplementary. We should just try and get back to some level of normality, because if you're cancelling the county, you might as well cancel the All England as well while you're at it in Champion of Champions and everything else that's going on. Just, you know, that's the way I see it. Same comment corner as last week. Mark Adshead. Great vlog, AC. Thank you very much, Mark, and thank you for the balls and everything. Shame passionate people like Dan don't have access to a yearly revenue stream from the BCGBA to grow the game. On another topic, Andy, in your opinion, who were top 5 players to represent South Yorkshire since you started? Personally, I always like to watch or play against and learn from a player called Richard Howson, a Rolls Royce bowler in my opinion. Yes, Richard was a very good player, used to play in a lot of comps. Rather than a Rolls Royce, I would say he was a very steady player. He didn't do anything extravagant, he just got on with the game, and I remember him beating me in a semi-final once at Moorside at Oldham. I thought I'd cracked him, but I hadn't. Top 5 South Yorkshire players, well obviously Chris Brown is up there. I've got to say Richard Jackson, just because he'd moan at me if I don't. God, there's a lot to go at. John Richardson from Doncaster, I think he's might not have proved it at the county level, but certainly in competition wise I think he's been as good as anyone. Scott Russell always seemed to be a real good player to me. Chris Kelly, Nicky White, I could go on, I could just name the Thongsbridge team I guess, couldn't I? Mark Booth. It's a tough question. I should have read ahead and picked me 5, but yeah, there's some. I think South Yorkshire are a good side now, and it showed the other year when they were competing. Warwick and Worcester, it went down to the wire with those. So South Yorkshire playing at Thongsbridge, I've got to respect South Yorkshire. I think they've a lot of good players. Jack Clark, Gary Ain, like you see, they're all popping in my head now. Gary Wallace back in the day before he went to Yorkshire. I could go on, I could keep going, but I'm not going to do. Great question, Mark, thank you. Steve Walker, another great video, Andy, informative as usual. Totally agree with your comments regarding the development and promotion of our game. Totally baffling why BCGBA either can't or won't get behind the people who generally want to promote our game and open it up to a wider audience. Keep up the good work. Yeah, I said it the other week, 1,600 quid, that'd be Dan's set up for, well, as long as the equipment lasts. You know, it's not like it's 1,600 quid a year, it's 1,600 quid, that's it. Set up, coach, done. And you know, it's a one-off. It just, for me, if with 160 grand in a development fund, but yeah, it doesn't seem to be used for development. I think somebody told me that they get £400 a year as a county development officer to buy equipment. Well, a set of junior bowls are 80 quid, so that's 5 sets of bowls. Or you can do what Phil Ellett does in Warwick and Worcester and go to the pound shop and buy stuff from there. But you know, anyway, I understand the reticence to spend money when it's not being replenished, and that's why we need a yearly fee. And to be honest with you, with 80,000 bowlers, it can't get a lot worse. Even if you bring a yearly subscription in, what's the worst that can happen? We'll lose another 10,000. Believe me, we'll lose more bowlers anyway at this rate. We need to start replenishing. And great idea, this bank holiday thing, having open days, but who knows about it? How do non-bowlers know about it? That's my thing. Mark Simpson, Andy, do you ever wear those trainers or do you just have them for show? Well, it's a very good question. Short answer is I have several pairs that I wear, maybe up to 20 pairs, but then I've got maybe another 150-ish that I don't wear, just because I like them. For instance, these are a limited edition. Frank Gallagher on there because they brought out a special Liam Gallagher one. This is sort of a pastiche on that, but yeah, I just love my trainers. I love everything about them. I like the smell. I think I like the glue. So anyway, right. Alan Lancaster commented, Andy, presume the laser measures could not be used when the box is too big to fit, so what will be used when this occurs? If that is the situation, we need to use calipers. Calipers are absolutely the most accurate thing we use as bowls measures, and if we could get a set of calipers that would work up to 50 centimetres, something like that, happy days. But it's just the same now. If you can't get a box measure, you end up using calipers. I still like the car aerial. I still think that is as good as anything up to a metre in length. Calipers are just fantastic. Yeah, in fact, I prefer calipers all day long. Yes, there's a skill in using them, but it's if you've ever used any equipment like that before, it's not hard. And he also commented, comps like News of the World and Empire Services, where have the trophies gone? I have no idea whatsoever, but it's an excellent question. Maybe people out there know what's happened to all these wonderful trophies that we used to play for. I know the News of the World trophy was immense, but yeah. Andy Hodgson commented on the classic game Waterloo 88 that I put on last Friday, Ingham Gregory versus Alan Bros, one of my favourite games. The way Alan starts this game with a 14-5 lead and line a front nodder at the next end, you can't see Ingham even scoring, let alone winning the game. What a turnaround, and good to see the underdog can sometimes win the day. Yeah, absolutely, and that was always the thing about the 15 up, 16 up Waterloo competition. People said you couldn't get turnarounds like that. Well, in 1988 there were loads of them. There were loads of games that took 12 rounds. So, you know, it just shows that even in the sprint it's not all over at 14-5. But yeah, it's a lesson for all of us. Jim Courtney said, hi Andy, I was there that day and had £5 on Ingham at 10-1, so it was a good day all round. Yeah, good day all round. I don't think many people backed Ingham that year. And I know in the TV coverage, Jack Lee at the end, he says, a little bit disparaging really, he says, last year I got used to Brian Duncan standing here, and he has this little laugh and he goes, Ingham is no Brian Duncan, I'm sure you'll agree. Well, no need for that really. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Ingham Gregory over the years was a fantastic bowler, and it was nice that he won the Waterloo just before he passed away. Paul Hargreaves, excellent tussle. Like the idea of you doing a preface to these classic games, or even a post-mortem if required. Yeah, thinking of doing a post-mortem. That might be interesting, just looking back through the game and picking interesting points out where the game turned round or things like that. So that's something that I will be looking into. Saint Fid Jr. posted on the Waterloo 1991, the Andy Cairns story. Can you please upload the 1991 Waterloo final? I have. It was on ages ago. You just need to search for it. So yeah, it's on there somewhere. Actually, I think I did reply to that with a link to it. So hopefully you'll have found that now, with your strange name that I can't seem to get my head round. And I think that is about everything for today. I'm not sure if I answered this last week. This is going back to last week's forgot what it's called, Talking Bowls. Tomo, need a bit more sun and grass growth to get the greens ready. March seems very early to play bowls to me. Well, back when I was a kid, it was always Easter Sunday when the greens opened, and I couldn't wait for it. And to be honest with you, most greens have had, 12 months rest. And if they're not in good condition now, I guess they never will be. They've not been really played upon. They've not suffered hot summers, been scalped and all the rest of it. So greens should be ready to go now. Although I did see one on my travels yesterday. I called at the Station Hotel in Caton on my way to pick some golf clubs up, and I looked at that green. It looked absolutely shocking. I don't know what they've done to it, but anyway, what can I say? Joe Carr, the File Course Flyer. Me and Nick Hotwood went on Fleetwood for a couple of hours on Sunday. Felt alien. I think you were breaking lockdown rules there, Joe. Balls, if you're over at Nick's again in the near future, I will donate a set of Drake's XL for you. Keep up the good work. Very kind of you, Joe, and I will try and get over. I am not sure when. Life has suddenly got very busy with me back teaching. John Howarth, will the Lancs Super League fixtures be on Bowlsnet, Andy? Would like to watch and learn from the experts. I'm not sure, I'll be honest with you. I'll ask the question of Matt Bond. I have seen the fixtures, the fixture dates. I haven't seen the fixture list. And it starts towards the end of July, so hopefully it will be on Bowlsnet. I think Bowlsnet is great. And yeah, I hope it's on there. And yeah, get watching. I can tell you now that I've took somebody's advice. I can't remember who it was. Rosendale Rhinos will have their names on the back of the shirts, so if spectators are there, they'll be able to know who's who, so you'll be able to spot me, hopefully. And I'm going to leave the last word for Jim Courtney. I think he's had several messages on here, but he's just put, thanks Andy for the last 12 months, it really has kept us going, and can't wait until we can get back to bowling again. Take care, mate. Absolutely, it's not only kept you going, it's kept me going, and I hope that people are going out on the green and enjoying their exercise and enjoying the look. I will be trying to get some in on Friday before I start bowling on Saturday at the Griffin. And I just hope that we really make use of the clubs and make use of the greens and really try and make the game work again. It's not been good for anyone, but I just think bowls have suffered a little bit more than most. Golf has been the same. Why on earth we've not been able to play golf or bowls or things where you can naturally social distance? It beggars belief, and it's the only, well, not the only thing, it's one of the things I've really struggled to get my head round with all the lockdown situation. You can go to a supermarket, walk round crammed in like sardines, but yet you couldn't go on a bowling green on your own and practice for an hour, and you might not even see anyone. You certainly don't have to go near anyone. So it was all a bit a bit silly for me. Same with golf. I mean, if you're on a golf course, it's possible you can go around a golf course and not see anyone. So anyway, I just hope we all sort of get on and get back to bowling and get back to doing what we enjoy. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. There will be a video on Friday, another blast from the past, probably from 88, because that was just a tremendous Waterloo. Have a great Easter weekend. There might not be a Bowlers World on Monday with it being bank holiday. I might, well, I am bowling actually, so I might not get round to doing one. I hope you'll forgive that. But otherwise, join me next week, and hopefully I'll be able to talk about some bowling results. That'll be fantastic. So stay safe, guys. Keep the masks on. Keep the social distancing where you can. Enjoy your bowling. Enjoy the weather. And I'll catch you next week. Bye for now.